Subtract my age from the mileage on my speeding heart. Credit card. Buy this car to drive to work to pay for this car. Buy this car to drive to work.
Welcome to Yellow Brick Road. I am Jordan, and today I'm going to listen to this video of Bill Maher, again, anti-BDS rant, I guess. But first, please consider donating to Devon's Journey to Recovery. The GoFundMe link is down there in the description box. Click that link, read the story, donate some money. It's for a good cause. I don't mean us. We do need charity, but it's not for us. It's for one of our subscribers and his wife. Help them pay for medical bills. Devon's Journey to Recovery. GoFundMe link down there. And you better, if you're a Cory Booker fan, you better donate. Alright. So, this is Bill Maher. This happened some time ago, I guess. And, I guess I'm finally deciding to watch it and react to it. So, let's check it out. I'm not an expert. Not a BDS expert. But, let's hear Bill Maher.
There's an enemy out there, and he can put his finger on them.
Okay, since no one's answering my question, I'm going to answer it myself. It's a bullshit purity test. BDS is a bullshit purity test by people who want to appear woke but actually slept through history class.
Now that's interesting. Because he put it in terms of like SJW language, when I'm pretty sure the whole Israeli-Palestinian conflict and the BDS movement precede that by a lot. So maybe he's retroactively calling people SJWs now. They were just trying to be woke in 2001. Just people trying to be woke. Fucking Noam Chomsky trying to be woke, son. Trying to fit in. Virtue signal. His crowd claps for whatever the fuck he says, no matter what. He even says that. He says it himself.
It's predicated on this notion. I think it's very shallow thinking that the Jews are in Israel mostly white and the Palestinians are browner, so they must be innocent and correct, and the Jews must be wrong. As if the
Once again, hasn't this movement been around for a while? Right? They've always been, at the very least, on an intellectual level arguing against the occupation. Right? Even if they didn't call it BDS, like, we need to do something, but we're also anti-war, so we can't just, violently stop them. So I'm pretty sure this thing's been around for a long fucking time. And apparently he's just attributing it to Ilhan Omar and Rashida Tlaib. Like it just happened now. When they got elected, all of a sudden BDS came out of nowhere and started existing, and woke culture, and I don't even think Tim Pool went there. That's like his thing. I don't even think he thought it was about woke culture. He just called them anti-Semites and moved on. And that's the smear you go to. You just call them anti-Semites and move on with your life.
occupation came right out of the blue, that this completely peaceful people found themselves occupied. Forget about the intifada's and the suicide bombings and the rockets and how many wars. And let me read Omar Bar.
So he goes a little bit further here, as in he's complicit with the narrative of it, right? These already suicide bombers were already there. Then, the Jews wanted their own homeland. They found Palestine, and these suicide bombers finally found something, they found their destiny. Like, oh, here's our people to suicide bomb. We'll do it to them. Because they are already suicide bombers. It's innate in their DNA. This is very weird coming from Bill Maher. Very weird notion. The staunch atheist guy who, says Islam is a huge problem in the Middle East, and which, you could have, legitimate reasons for saying that, but he also seems to be in support of a Jewish state, right? Isn't that like an ethnic or even theocratic idea of running a state? That's very weird as well. Like I said, I'm not some expert, so here's what I'll do. Since I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to the history of the BDS or who supports what and all that shit, and is it a good idea, is it a bad idea, I will play he's old, so he's not just new to this, right? He isn't just a woke millennial kid, right? So he's an old guy who's been saying this for a while now. He's Jewish himself. He is Jewish, so it's, it can't be anti-Semitic. I wouldn't think it is, unless he's self-hating, as, Ben Shapiro might call him, or, something. So he's an old Jewish guy. I'll leave it at that. And he'll explain more of this BDS stuff.
First of all, you confused two things. You said aimed at Israel and the occupied territories. Those are two different versions of BDS. The kind that I support, and that I believe my friend Norman Finkelstein supports, are the aspects of BDS aimed at the occupied territories. Indeed. And in fact, those are the ones that have been quite successful. They're principled, they're correct. Methodist Church just joined in the other day.
So settlement products and other such things.
The settlements and the occupation are illegal acts.
Agreed.
Okay, and they're brutal, harsh, illegal, violate Security Council orders.
Yes.
So, and actions taken against
that you support?
That is perfectly legitimate. Actions against Israel itself, I mean, you might as well boycott the United States.
Say you wanna get in.